Okay, sorry about that. Practical guidelines for fat loss living in a caloric deficit. Video 2, somebody called me and I got cut off at protein. So anyway, increase your protein intake. What does that look like? Protein sources. I'm gonna go through some quick ones. Chicken breast, probably the most satiating food you can eat. Egg white, whole eggs, Greek yogurt, low-fat Greek yogurt, turkey breast, lean ground beef, right? I'm just pulling these off the top of my head. Whey protein, casein protein, tuna, all right? These are all salmon. These are all high protein, low everything else foods, right? So the list I just gave you, if you can focus on that, and then it's like, how much protein do we need, Grant? That's a whole nother discussion. But just as a rough guideline, if you could get that to between 25 to 35% of your overall calories, you'd be doing really good. Number 2, increase your fiber intake. Okay, things that make you feel full is having bulk in your stomach and nutrients in your blood. Okay, so one of the problems with the American diet is it has no fiber and it has no nutrients. It just has a bunch of fat and sugar. So you eat that and you're not really satisfied. So mom was right. Eat your vegetables, okay? This is eating like an adult, guys. If you just eat, donuts and Lucky Charms and lollipops, it's not gonna work out, okay? It's gonna lead to disease. Along that lines, don't drink calories, okay? Soda and juice that has sugar in it, studies are showing that that's one of the leading causes to obesity and diabetes. Along that lines, just don't drink calories. Okay, probably the only calories I would say to drink would be protein shakes. Okay, so that's 3, don't drink calories. Number 4, increase your water intake. When you're on fat loss, water is really nice because a lot of people have an oral fixation problem. So instead of starting to smoke, you can just be chugging water, and then you're peeing and you're walking around, and actually kind of increases your metabolism and again can blunt your hunger. Okay, this one is just fast. I wrote F it, just fast, right? So people get in this like mindset like, oh, I'm dieting, I need to eat all the time. No, you actually want to eat less, right? That's the whole point of it. So if you're not in a good position to eat, or if there's not healthy foods around, it's okay. Like when your stomach's rumbling like that, that means you're actually going to burn some body fat that day. So go ahead, forget about it, just fast if you're not in a good position to eat. Track stuff. I already said this, you need to monitor your intake. This is number 5, track stuff. Food, measure it. Probably the biggest thing to measure would be your fat intake, right? Because fat per gram is the most energy dense macronutrient. So people are like, oh, peanut butter is healthy. Yeah, but you can't just eat it out of the jar, guys. You got to measure it and keep track of it. And then along that lines, weigh yourself in, okay? Track your calories in a place where you can monitor them. On your phone, write it down. Track your fat. That would mean like me, like I measure my waistline because that's where I have all my fat is in my love handles. If you have fat in your butt or in your thighs or whatever, measure them and then you can track your progress. 6, avoid emotional eating. Okay, you're happy, you eat. You're sad, you eat. You're depressed, you eat. You did something good and you want a reward, so you eat. So you get the idea. It's like you want to eat like for purpose and not based off emotion. It's the same thing with other making decisions, okay? Don't eat when you're drinking, right? Because then you're making really bad decisions. Number 8, avoid marketing. Okay, so this is like watch less TV. All right, you sit down, you watch TV, and it's Taco Bell. I'm like, hey babe, Taco Bell looks great. Let's go, right? So, you want to surround yourself with positive images, and usually watching TV is not a real positive thing, right? You need to guard what's coming in to your brain. Okay, number 9, exercise. Yeah, so exercise is one of those things that can kind of build momentum and help you towards your goal. And there are some studies that show it may make you hungrier, but a lot of times, if you really are dieting good and getting into it, you can kind of get into a fatigue state. And I find that you can either eat some more protein, you can do some cardio, or you can take some stimulants, and that will kind of get you through it, right? And so a lot of times you'll say, okay, I'm going to do a hobby. That's another really good thing. You get done with your meal and then you go and do an activity. You work more, you do a hobby, you exercise, you read a book, you take a nap, you get a massage, you call a friend. You just get yourself out of those eating situations, and really find anything that's gonna help you avoid thinking about this stuff all day. And that leads me to number 9, which is plan it out. Okay, so that could be a meal plan, that could be your macronutrient split, it could be your goals. This could be just your mental visualization, it could be journaling. Okay, it could be getting a coach and talking to him, but if you don't have a plan, you're planning to fail. Okay, and then the last one would be, don't be afraid, unless you have high blood pressure, to really have some nice high sodium, high potassium foods in your diet as you are getting into a reduced calorie situation, because a lot of times you're not really hungry, you're just craving some electrolytes, or you're thirsty. And so that's where the vegetables come into play. Go ahead and salt your foods. Again, if you have high blood pressure, this is kind of a tricky issue, so talk to your doctor about it. But I just find that actually kind of bumping up your electrolyte intake is going to help you stay more hydrated and more full as you're going through the process. So guys, that's my top 10 for how to live in a caloric deficit. I'm sure there's many more practical things that I didn't discuss here, but if you have a question about anything I said, you can just leave a comment on the Facebook page and we can get some good discussion going about this. I know it's not real specific, but if you could take like 5 of these little hints and employ them, I think it would help you along on your journey to being fit and having less fat and being fabulous in 2017. So I'm just gonna leave you. I know. It's really cold outside, so put on your long underwear today, and you have a fabulous week, Quad Cities. Peace.